Talking with your kids about estate planning can feel overwhelming. What do you share? What do you not share? How much do you share? Do you really need to tell them how much they're inheriting? In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what to discuss, what can wait, and how to open the door to good conversations that actually bring your family closer. And if you'd like practical tools to help guide those conversations, be sure to join our newsletter. We share tips for families to use every day to avoid conflict and confusion later on. So here's what I think you should discuss. First, discuss how your child is inheriting their money. For example, are you setting up a protective trust for them? Are they inheriting their money outright? If you're setting up a protective trust, you should share with them the benefits of that type of trust and why you're doing it in the first place. Also, prepare them for the work that it will take them to maintain the trust once it's up and running and why you think it's worth it. For example, a dynasty trust provides some really great benefits. It provides protection from divorce and also from creditors, and it also provides some great estate tax protection when the money goes from your child to the grandchild. I have 2 videos on dynasty trusts on our YouTube channel, and I suggest you share that with your children to kind of prepare them if that's the way you're setting up their inheritance. Now, if you're leaving the money outright to your children, you can also emphasize with them how important it is for them to set up their own revocable living trusts so that they avoid probate when they're gone, and it makes things easier to manage if they're sick. So next, I think you should discuss with your children who should manage things. If you're planning on naming a child as successor trustee of your trust, check with them to make sure that they're okay with that role. They might actually prefer that you name a professional to wrap up your trust, or maybe they're not aware of what kind of work it would take to manage the trust. I have a video called Trustee Roles and Responsibilities that you can send to them so they can get more familiar with the process of trust administration, which is basically wrapping up a trust after you're gone. And if you have a disabled child, definitely talk with your other children about who should manage the disabled child's money. I usually recommend naming a professional in this type of situation. And I have a video called Who Should Act as Successor Trustee, which talks all about the different options for naming a successor trustee for a special needs trust. All right, number 3, you should talk with your children about the different types of assets that you have. If you have a residence, for example, you should talk with them about your plans for that house. Do you want them to keep the house, and why? And what other resources are you providing to help them keep that house around? Also talk about California property taxes and how that might affect your planning. If you're leaving a house to more than one child, you might talk about how important it is for them to do a co-ownership agreement. And I recently did a video interview with realtor Andrew DeVries, who talks all about those types of co-ownership agreements, what makes them work, and what can be an obstacle. So 4th, please talk with your children about what to do with your tangible personal property. That's basically your stuff inside your house that's not like locked down to your house. Please share with your children about what you want done with all those valuables so your children aren't wondering. And then you need to write down your wishes, because people often remember things differently after the fact, and you want it to be written down so it's airtight and everybody knows which items go to whom. Also, if you have any pets, make sure to let your kids know who you want to take those pets so that there's no ambiguity. And check with those recipients to make sure they're also okay with taking on your wonderful pets. Number 5, please talk with your kids about where you keep your important papers. You don't want them rummaging around your house trying to find everything important when you're gone, or if you're sick. You want your kids to know quickly how to take over if you've been in an accident, for example. Please share with them a copy of your durable power of attorney and advanced healthcare directive if you've named them as your agent, so they can immediately take control of the situation, talk to the doctors, pay your utilities, your medical bills, anything that might need to be done. Make it as easy as possible for them.
Did you know my mom has a monthly newsletter where she shares helpful information? Click below to join.
Number 6, share the contact information for all the professionals that you work with. This can include your estate planning attorney, Of course, your financial advisor, your contacts at the entities where you hold your property, your accountant, and any other professionals who help you with day-to-day or long-term management. Now, this might include sharing your login information to an online vault, if you have one of those, which can hold all of your personal information, contact information for professionals, and asset information. Number 7, what are your worries and fears about the process of trust administration when you're gone? Do you anticipate any problems that might come up? I encourage you to speak with your children about that, and you guys can come up with creative ways. You can brainstorm to see how to overcome those problems. You can also talk with your estate planning attorney about it and pull in your child so everyone can have a discussion if you know that there's going to be a hiccup along the way. Number 8, I strongly encourage you to write a memo of intent. This is basically, dear successor trustee, here's how I want my trust to be administered. Here are some kids that might need some extra help. Here's anything. It's like a brain dump from you to the trustee to let them know your priorities, your goals, anything that couldn't otherwise be communicated. And let me tell you, successor trustees love these memos. I have a video on how to prepare a memo of intent, and I encourage you to watch it. Another video that I think could be helpful for your kids to watch is a video called A Checklist for When Your Parents' Health Goes South. This provides some insights of things that they might need to do if and when you get sick and you can't manage your own finances and healthcare. Now, what don't you have to discuss? Really, you may choose not to discuss how much your kids are inheriting. I know some parents worry that if their kids really knew how much they're getting when the parent dies, they might just sit back and relax and enjoy life and stop working, just waiting for that parent to kick the bucket so they can inherit something. So if this is your concern, you don't have to tell them. Let them know what types of assets they might be receiving, management plan, anything like that, how they might be receiving their inheritance, but you can leave out how much they're getting so they can find that out later and keep working hard like you want them to. Finally, I think having a family meeting with your estate planning attorney or other advisors is key. Have your family members develop a relationship with the professional advisors that you trust. That way, the administration process can go much smoother and your family members can work as a team with your professionals when you're gone. So as you can see, a solid plan is just part of the equation. Sharing it with those who matter is what can make it work. If you're ready to dive deeper, please watch our videos on trustee selection and how to write a memo of intent. And if you're ready to create a plan to protect your family and preserve your legacy, click on the link below to schedule a consultation.
If this video is helpful for you, share it to someone else who might benefit from it.